Hello boys and girls, Lord Hawkeye here again, and welcome again to Mindcraft, where we seek higher understanding of the gaming world at large. And today's topic, violence in video games. No, don't go away, don't go away. I know it's a bit of a dead horse topic, but I think I have something new I can contribute to the table. Now we all know the story. There's many people among us who believe that violent video games are a bad influence on children, and for that reason they should be restricted, censored, or even banned, depending on the situation. And we've tried explaining to them that there are no studies that have confirmed this. They don't care. We've tried explaining all about free speech. They don't care. We tried explaining how this is a matter that should be left to the parents, not to politicians and things like that. They don't care. Well, this is an approach you might want to try that might get you a little further. I don't know. It's worth a shot. And it goes something like this. You can actually accept everything that these people say as fact and still prove them wrong. Sound impossible? Well, then you can just call me master of the impossible, because I'm about to tell you how. Okay, so let's just accept all the premises. Let's accept that there is definite proof that violent video games can induce violent behavior in children, and let's also assume that censorship and banning and things like that are the ideal ways to deal with it. Okay, so let's just accept that. So if that's the case, I'm sure we can agree that the type of media doesn't matter. Whether it's books, whether it's TV, whether it's movies or video games or what have you, it still should apply. Anything that glorifies sex, violence, or any sort of objectionable material should be restricted or have some kind of sanctions placed upon it. Okay? Alright, so now ask them, would you also agree that the severity of the violence, sex, or any sort of objectionable material should mean worse sanctions applied to it? And I should say, yeah, sure. Like, they don't like the violence in video games, which is mostly adults on adult wars and stuff like that. But what if it was more objectionable stuff? Like, what if it contained mass genocide or something like I don't know, killing children or something like that, and in real graphic detail? I'm sure they'd say, "Oh yeah, that's horrible. We should definitely would have to ban that." Okay, fair enough. And as far as sexual content, same thing. What if it had, say, rape or incest or something like that? And they'd just be horrified. Oh, no game should be allowed to have that. Oh, no. Okay, so far we're all in complete agreement. All right? And yeah, a couple of you are probably way ahead of me on this. Now, the Bible. Does it not contain everything I've just listed here? It contains mass genocide. It contains the murder of children. It contains torture. It contains incest. It contains rape. It contains sex, described in lewd detail. I'm not going to recite it for you, not as much as you may want me to. Anyway, yeah, it does contain all these things. And some of them might recoil in horror, go, no, it's not God's word, just translation errors or whatever, things like that. Doesn't matter. Even if there is a God and the Bible just got a few things wrong about him, that doesn't matter. That material is in there. There's no denying it. So, if these people truly and honestly believe that any kind of objectionable material that is available to children needs to be sanctioned, then it is their moral imperative to sanction the Bible. And heck, don't even have to stop there. You could make the same argument about the military-industrial complex. I mean, if fictional violence is bad, then surely real-life violence that is very much glorified is just all the worse. So I'm sorry, folks, but apparently the Bible, the military-industrial complex, and heck, while we're at it, the government itself, they all glorify violence. So I guess we got to ban them, according to your thesis. I mean, can you find any sort of logical flaw here? I'm just taking what I'm just taking what they said and carrying it to its logical end. And so this all begs the question: why would these people, in the face of glorified real wars and things and all these and all the horrors in the Bible, why would they rail against something as insignificant as video games of all things? I mean, come on. They're out bombing countries. They're out bombing other countries, and yet somehow video games are the bad guys who are bad influences on children. Well, my theory is that these people have a guilty conscience. Like, look at the people who tend to preach things like this, who tend to preach the banning of video games and things like that. Teachers, politicians, lawyers, and media firms. These are all people who have profited from violence, who have all their life profited very much from violence. They have profited from glorifying it. They have profited from covering it up. They have profited from trying to convince people that violence is good when certain people do it. And I think that they attack video games and things like that as a way of coping with a guilty conscience. It's really quite sad when you get right down to it. But that's my theory, and that's my advice for the day. If you can't push, pull. Until next time, be aware and be wise.